and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you my 3 best bets for tomorrow's racing, where I'm going to be focusing on the action at Newcastle and at Wolverhampton. Now, before we get into that, quickly just want to go through a couple of things with you. Now, first of all, if you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the latest video on Shireen Wu's channel, where I was invited over there to preview some of the races at Happy Valley for the card there tomorrow. If you want to watch it, there'll be a link in the description box below. At the current time of recording, I do know Shireen is editing the video, so hopefully the link will be up there straight after this video is uploaded, so stay tuned. But yeah, it will be up soon if it isn't there in the description box when I do upload this video. So yeah, hope that makes sense, but yeah, just keep an eye out for it. Also as well, I just want to go through on the tips on how today's selections performed. In the end, it wasn't a bad day here on our YouTube channel, as we had one tip in the end, and that was my nap at Sebble. Mucka Magic for George Rook and Gay Kellaway absolutely cruised to victory in the end. I put it up at 2-1 last night, and to be fair, it stayed the same price for most of the day. There was a bit of late money for it before the off. I'm not sure what the final SP was. It might have been 13-8, something like that, you know. But to be fair, a lot of people didn't really get stuck into it until the final minutes. But yeah, I thought I had an obvious chance on paper. Obviously, these things sometimes look good on paper, but then they've got to go and do it. But yeah, he went and did it very easily in the end, and I think the class drop really was the major factor for me why he won that race tonight. So that was a good effort there. The other selections were meant to be running at Taunton, but that got called off this morning. So if you did back any of them, you should have got your money back. All bets should have been voided. So yeah, that's why the tips didn't run at Taunton today. So yeah, not a bad day on the whole. Nice to have a 2-1 winner. Like I said, I really didn't fancy too much away from the racing that was in doubt. So yeah, that's how our tips performed today. So let's get then into the tips for tomorrow's racing. Like I said, we're going to be focusing on the action at Newcastle and at Wolverhampton, and we're going to be starting with my next best tomorrow, which runs in the 4 o'clock at Newcastle, where I'm going with a horse here called Elladora for Phil Dennis and Katie Scott. Now, you can currently back this horse at the time recording at 7-1, and I'm going to recommend a 0.5 win only bet as my next best of the day. Now, this horse is still a maiden, but she's going to be making her handicap debut tomorrow off a mark of 69, which I do think's a fair and workable mark, really, to be honest with you. If you actually look at her form so far and what she's achieved, she's actually been running in some nice novice company against some big powerhouse stables from the Southern Yards, and she hasn't discredited herself at all. She's been up there making the running most of the time, going from the front over 7 furlongs, but it's just been collared in the closing stages. But she's finished 4th and 5th on her last 2 starts, you know, suggesting that she's got plenty of ability. And I think in this race tomorrow, she's got a real chance. It's not a particularly strong handicap, I think. There is maybe the potential for something left field or something that hasn't shown much so far to come out and give it right a good go, and could be a surprise lurking in there. But I just think the key with this horse tomorrow could be dropping back to 6 furlongs, because if you actually look at this horse's pedigree, I think really 5 and 6 furlongs should be its optimum, and it might just not quite out C7 that well. If you look at the pedigree, by Equiano, a top sprint sire, and also as well on the dam side is actually a half sister to 5 furlong and 6 furlong winner. So yeah, I think the drop back in trip, especially from the pedigree angle, is a really positive move. Also as well, prominent tactics might not be a bad thing as well. Newcastle has been suiting front runners of late. If you've been watching the racing, a lot of horses haven't really been coming too far from out the back. So yeah, being handy, I think, will be a good move. And also as well, Katie Scott, you might not be too familiar with her. She's a dual purpose trainer. I think she's based up near the Scottish borders. She goes over jumps and also as well on the flat, and she's been doing fairly well recently with some of the ammunition. She had a winner from her small string. Okay, it's a small sample size, but at least we know the yard are in a little bit of form, and I just thought there was lots to like about this filly's chances tomorrow, and a bit of a price. I thought she could be one to get us off to a good start, so that's why she's going to be my next best in the 4 o'clock at Newcastle. We then go to Wolverhampton for the nap of the day in the 5:15, and I couldn't believe the price of this horse when I was just looking at it before this video. And my nap of the day is going to be Woke Media, which is currently available at 5-1 with bookmakers for Callum Shepherd and David Simcock. Now, when I was looking at this race earlier, I thought this horse was going to be favourite for the race. You know, I really thought that she had outstanding form claims, and if you actually look at her last couple of runs, it definitely suggests that she's got tons of ability and could have a little bit more to come. Now, if you look at the last run at Newcastle, like I was just saying, it's been suiting horses that have been up with the pace and been handy or making the running at Newcastle over the last few weeks. And again, it was a similar example here. She bumped into a horse called Babajan of Richard Hannon, who'd actually won his previous start before, and he looks quite a progressive type. He's now got a rating of 75, but he had the run of the race that day and was making all. But Woke Media, to be fair, did put down a good fight to that horse of Richard Hannon's, and in the end just lost out by a length or so. But off a mark of 66, she definitely showed a good level of ability, and I don't think maybe the stiff track, the stiff nature of it at Newcastle particularly suited her, and I think the sharper, speedier track at Wolverhampton would probably suit her tomorrow. Also as well, if you go back to her penultimate start at Seville, okay, different surface, but if you go and look at it, again, that's another good form line. She beat a horse of Mark Johnson's called Desert Boots. That horse has gone on to win since. And also as well, there's a horse in there called Norton Thorpe Boy. I think that's the name of the horse. He finished in second place, and he's been knocking on the door and winning some races this all-ever season. So yeah, a lot to like about Woke Media's chance tomorrow from the form book. Also as well, David Simcock's team have been in very good form. Before today, they were operating at a 23% strike rate, and they had a winner tonight at Seville, so the stable are in a rich vein of form, and I just thought there was plenty to like about this horse's chances. Yes, there are a couple of horses in here that could maybe get their first win or could have a bit more of improvement to come, but I thought Woke Media, on what we'd seen so far, was a standout bet for me at 5-1. I thought it was a bit of a ridiculous price, and that's why she's going to be my nap of the day. So yeah, at 5-1, Woke Media is my nap of the day in the 5:15 at Wolves. We then end with my long shot of the day in the 8:15 at Wolverhampton, the final race on the card there, where I'm going to take a chance here on Secret Potion for David Probert and Ron Harris. Now, this horse is a bit of an old boy now. He is 7 years old. He holds no secrets, you know, from the handicapper or from us. But I just thought the race could be run to suit for him tomorrow. He has been dropping down the weights. He's going to be running off a mark of 57 tomorrow. And last time out, I thought his run was really eye-catching when he finished in 4th place. Actually, to be fair to him, he's been running on quite late in the last few of his races. And that's normally his running style, you know. He's normally an eye-catching horse. He likes to be out the rear and come with a late turn of foot and normally try and pick up the pieces. And he will need quite a bit of pace to be aimed at, really. But for me, I thought he was quite a big price in this race. He's currently available at 14-1 with the likes of SkyBet, Paddy and Betfair, and they're offering 4 places on the race. And I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection here. Got a wide draw tomorrow in stall 10, which some people might find that concerning, but I wouldn't be bothered by that at all, because we know he's going to be dropped in anyway. He needs a strong pace to be aimed at, and he's not going to be really losing any ground, in my opinion, from the start now. And if they do go quite hard, there's a few horses in here that might be keen, and also as well probably are more 5 furlong types. I just think it could set up really nicely for a Secret Potion, and he has been knocking at the door on his last couple of starts, and he is well handicapped on some of his old form, and also as well he's a course winner. So yeah, I think there's a lot to like about a bold run from Secret Potion tomorrow, but he will need a few things to fall in his favour. But I thought at 14-1 he was a fair each way bet to round off as my long shot. So yeah, that's going to be my final tip and selection of the day for tomorrow's racing. So if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying these videos, please remember to hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate all the support you've given me. Also as well, if you haven't done so yet, remember to subscribe here to my YouTube channel at LuckyLoaders15, where it means every time I upload a video you'll get a notification, so make sure you do that if you haven't done so already. Also as well, if you want to follow me on social media, the best place to do so is on Twitter, where my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to know a little bit more about my work and my career in racing, my website address is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.